4 things that can help you be a slightly more disciplined person. And maybe a better way to say it is 4 ways to create habits to make you become a better version of yourself. So the first thing is creating better habits, right? So this is something that I definitely struggled with. It was maybe I, had some solid habits in the sense that I enjoyed working out. And so I think maybe that was a little bit of a bonus because I enjoy it. Lots of people don't. But I will argue that working out is one of the best things you can possibly do for your life, your, obviously your health, but your mental health as well. And so first thing I'll do is encourage you to, find something that you enjoy doing like that, like working out, for example, and create the habit. But the first hack is do the habit before the habit. So in talking about working out, for example, one thing I started doing recently was doing yoga every morning. It's not strenuous. It's not even my workout per se, but it does kind of get my blood flowing. But it was so hard for me to start that habit. I mean, every day I would say, okay, tomorrow I'm going to wake up, do yoga before the kids are awake. And the alarm would go off and inevitably I would snooze and skip it. And so I finally said, all right, I got to get my head around what's the cheat or what's the trick. And this is the habit before the habit. So what I started doing was laying the yoga mat out every night before I went to bed and putting kind of my workout clothes out right next to the bed. So that way it was so much easier when the alarm went off to say, okay, it's already there. All I have to do is like literally slide into these clothes basically and get to the mat and push play on the TV. And so I do like a little TV yoga thing. It's super easy, so really it was kind of the habit before the habit that helped me get that in motion. Again, it was the yoga mat close out that really helped me. Because if I would have rolled up the yoga mat having not done it, I'd have been kind of almost frustrated with myself and like, why did I even do that? So is that, and another one would be like flossing. So here's another vulnerable thing is haven't been the best flosser through my life. So what I started doing is just setting the floss out on the countertop. Simple hack. Night before, wake up and I see it there. It's like, okay, it takes 30 seconds. Yes, it's annoying, but it's so good for you. So that's just another example. So the second trick or second kind of tip here would be, this really is more discipline than habitual, is do it on the days you don't want to. Those are the days you force yourself to do it more than the days you want to. Because there's plenty of days you want to do something. Let's say the habit is working out. So when you say, okay, cool, I felt good today, I'll hit my workout. But it's the days you really don't want to. It's the days maybe you stayed up late with a friend, or your kids were up, whatever. The alarm goes off and you say, oh, I don't want to. That is the day. That's the day to make it happen. Because if you can create the habit on the days you don't want to, you will set that habit in stone. And so that's the day is when you're maybe even in the middle of the night, so your kids are waking you up or you're not sleeping well, whatever, and you get to thinking, I'm going to skip tomorrow. Do not skip it. You can really cement that habit by doing it on the day you don't want to. So that one's probably one of the more challenging of these 4. The third one is accountability. 2 things that I've done in this sense personally is, and this credit goes to a friend of mine, his name's Harvey. He but he has this habit tracker and he takes a picture of it and he sends it to us every day, this group of men that I'm part of. And it's incredible. I mean, even on the days he doesn't hit all of his markers, he sends it because one of his habits is to send it to his accountability group. So I've just recently started doing that. It could be simple. 4 habits I want to change. So here's the things that I wrote down more or less by memory. Is working out, let's see, gratitudes, and then sending that thing. Those are 3 of the maybe 7 I wrote down. Send that thing to that accountability group. And by having it and tracking it, and by having the accountability, it's kind of this double accountability thing. So I'm not saying you have to do both, but what I would highly encourage you to do is any habit that you want to do, tell someone you're doing it. Tell a friend, tell your spouse, tell your partner, tell your friend, whatever, that you're trying to do that. And by having that, by saying it out loud, first of all, statistically, you're more likely to do it. But by having someone help you along the way and say, hey, man, how's that working out been going? That's pretty critical. If you can find someone who's willing to, text with you daily or something to keep you accountable, that's taking it to the next level. And I think probably the most important tip I can give, and this is the 4th tip, is know why you're starting a new habit or why you're trying to become more disciplined. So again, I kind of shared mine is I want to be a better father, better husband, better friend every day. And there's many times I'll fail. But if I'm not trying, then I will fail, right? So if I can continue to get better. So my kind of why behind being a disciplined person, or maybe having better habits is a better way to say it, is that I want to be the best version of myself I could possibly be. And so to remind yourself of why, again, let's say you work out. A lot of times you can say, I want to lose 5 pounds or, whatever. Maybe that's the why. But I think if you dig deeper, why do you want to lose those 5 pounds, right? So maybe you just want to feel better. Totally fine. Maybe you want to have more energy. Maybe you want to play with your kids more. Maybe you don't want to be so tired in the evenings. Maybe you want to have more motivation from work. But all of those things kind of are way deeper and way more powerful to keep you going rather than I'm going to lose 5 pounds. That's probably going to fade. So if you say, I want to have more energy to play with my kids, that's more likely to stick. So review your why on these habits that you're trying to do.